We are here live here at the George Hahn Show. This is a total experiment, by the way. I've been kind of working today. I just did a workout, trying to figure out how I feel about this level of liveness. Um, I want to see what's going on in the chat. Is there anybody chatting? This is so exciting. I can't even tell you. Anyway, it is Wednesday, the 22nd of October. It's my favorite time of the year, Halloween. And uh, I'm a little weak when it comes to the candy. I'm not a huge fan of like Christmas candy. I think it's okay. Christmas candy to me is what is it? It's candy canes, it's peppermint sticks, it's chocolate, a lot of chocolate, and ice cream. I don't associate, yeah, my candy association with Christmas is chocolate and mint, peppermint specifically. Um, let's see what's going on in our chat room here. Live stream chat. There it is. Hi. I'm learning my way around here in this interface. This is super exciting. Most people are here on YouTube. That's great. In fact, I think everybody's here on YouTube. Um, but I don't have a real specific love of Christmas candy. It's fine. I mean, I love chocolate like anybody. Um, all right, and I'm going to get to some questions. This is fun, actually. So please ask me some questions. I'm going to scroll through the stream of chat here, and we'll work out some questions. Um, let's see. And am I live on? Oh, let's see. Gosh, now I'm going live on Instagram. This is terribly exciting. Okay. All right, so we're live on Instagram too. Um, but yeah, my association with Christmas candy is not that great. My weakness, as I was saying, is Halloween candy. Specifically, I have a real problem with the candy pumpkins. Here's how it is, because I am wired as an addict slash alcoholic, so I'm gonna, and that addiction fetish, what have you, started, in childhood with like sugar, right? I think a lot of addicts will tell you that like it manifested itself in the early times with sugar. So, um, sugary cereals, yeah, 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 yeah. So Halloween was my favorite, and my other favorite thing with candy is Easter, and I'll get into that specific. But my weakness on Halloween is candy pumpkins, the mallow cream pumpkins. I know it's gross. So people tell me, "Oh, it's disgusting. It's waxy. It's whatever." I love it. I love the texture. I love the shape of it. I love the taste. Delicious. So bad for you. Terrible for you. Um, so I do like that. Candy corn is the same formula as the pumpkins. I just prefer the shape of the pumpkins. It's a textural, experiential thing. It's the same substance, I believe. So yeah. Oh, and I'm live on Instagram too. This is insane. Um, you guys, I'm blown away here. Anyway, um, so yeah, and then at Easter time, and I also owe this fetish to Brock's, the candy company, the confectioner, Brock's, which makes the classic candy corn, like the pumpkins, and then um, at Easter time, it's all about the classic jelly beans, not the spiced ones, nothing exotic. Um, no, I don't like the Jelly Belly gourmet. No, 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 no. I like the classic jelly beans. And as of in the past few years, Brock's has taken out the black ones, the black licorice flavored ones, and put them in their own bag. I kind of have a problem with that. I prefer, um, I really prefer the classics. So yeah, that's my weakness. That's my problem with Halloween. I am going to look at some questiones here because people are in the stream here with some questions. Um, and then I'm going to talk about last night. What costume would you pick these days if you were invited to a great party? As an adult, because I'm not trying to look like, I'm not going for the sort of desperate male version of sexy slutty nurse or slutty witch. Because I think a lot of like, especially I see young women and they're like going for the sexy whatever thing. I'm like, you guys look like confused prostitutes. This is not a good look for anybody. My dream costume. I did kind of do it one year, a couple of years ago. I love Daniel Craig's look in the opening scene of Spectre with the skull mask and the top hat and the tailored black coat with the skeleton painted on it. That was and the down the tie and everything. That was such a great costume. And the way his was designed, he can take it off like glasses. Like you can just kind of like, put that down and enjoy, food and whatnot. But walking the streets, going to and fro, great costume. That's my favorite. Um, Other questions here. Do I like candy corn? I answered that. Yes, I do. Did I see Sutton Foster last night? Yes, Sutton Foster was with Mr. Jackman at Cafe Carlisle. Do I like ribbon candy? No. No, 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 no. No. How we doing over on Instagram? You would make a good sexy priest. That's creepy. Um, who am I dating? Who do I want to date? Nobody and nobody. Am I dressing Lenore for Halloween? She would never forgive me. I think the brown candy corn is better. Yeah, that's where we part ways. Hollow white chocolate bunnies. I love white chocolate. I love white chocolate, actually. I like all chocolates. My favorite is a dark, not too milky milk chocolate, not too creamy. And I do like dark chocolate, and I like white chocolate. I like all chocolate, sure. But I don't like milk chocolate that's a little too milky. Have I been to Meisel's Chocolate on 55th and 7th? No. Since I love that asshole. Yeah, that's Lenore. She'll never. Ace Frehley will definitely be popular for Halloween this year, Scott says. I agree. Um, let's see. Home theater tonight. I'm personally probably not going to watch a movie tonight because I have some theater to go to later. So, no, I'll post a movie. I haven't decided which one it is. And last night, the movie was The Shining. So I feel like tonight I need something bloody, like a good slasher. A good slasher, yeah. Um, Gosh. See, my only Christmas candy. Oh, Michael Wolff just filed a brilliant lawsuit against Melania Trump. Oh, okay. Here's another thing. I'm trying to preserve my sanity by not following every piece of news as it comes in because it's driving me fucking crazy. So, you know, I'm not on the news, so it's not technically my job. Someone asks on Instagram, what is your coffee drink? All ingredients. Coffee. That is it. No milk, no sugar, nothing. Um, let's see. How could I dress as a George Hahn at a party? Um, hmm. Good questions. I'm not really sure. What about circus peanuts? Uh, there's something about circus peanuts that I enjoy for like I can have like three or four of them, but then I start to feel nauseous. Candy pumpkins, I can eat the whole bag. Whole bag. Yep. And then feel like an asshole afterward. Love to know your thoughts on Zoran Mamdani, I presume. Um, I don't agree with everything he's saying or pitching, but I am excited by the fact that Zoran Mamdani has excited a group in New York City's electorate. I mean, I mean, come on, to get that many young people out to vote for not a mayoral general, but a primary, is a pretty fresh concept. And he pulled it off. And that is very interesting to me. So, yeah. So I'm excited that people are excited. I'm excited that people are energized. I'm excited that there is a group of voters whom I would not have pegged as interested seem to be very interested. So that's exciting to me. And, they've made their choice very clear. So that's my take on Mamdani. I would like to meet him, actually. I have no interest in meeting Andrew Cuomo. Um, Favorite salty snack. My favorite salty snack? You know what? It's a little boring. My favorite salty snack is a good old fashioned potato chip. I love a Lay's, classic, nothing fancy in it. A classic Lay's potato chip or a Cape Cod. Is that what they're called? I don't mind Terra chips either, but those are my favorite salty ones. I don't mind a pretzel. Yeah. Um, let's see. So Lynn asks, oh, this is a good question. I just got a dog. When you go away, do you have a sitter come to your apartment or stay with Lenore? Yes. Lenore would never tolerate a boarding situation. No way. I did it with Smokey a couple of times when he was young, and I think I felt terrible. He seemed to not like it. So, find a dog sitter and someone you trust and someone the dog likes and someone who is excited about dogs. That's my recommendation on that. I'm a big fan of a dog sitter as opposed to a boarder. Yeah. You got to find someone you trust, obviously. I have a couple. One who's been working for me for years, for about 5 years, and another one just an alternate, and they're both so fantastic, and I adore them both. So, my cup runneth over there. Let's see. I know you like a Chemex, but what other coffee systems, non-Keurig, do you recommend? I like Nespresso. I think it's a great system. I've always had good coffee from a Nespresso machine, but it's a lot of moving parts. So if something breaks, you're kind of shit out of luck. My recommendation is if you've got an espresso or something that is mechanically or digitally or electronically intricate, I would have a backup method on hand in a pinch, meaning have a French press in the cabinet, have a mocha pot or a Chemex or I have a pour over. I have two backups actually. God forbid, if my Chemex ever broke before a pot is made, because if I break one in the middle of the day, I can always just like run over to Zabar's and buy a new one. But I also have a Melita, like pour over in a pinch. And the Melita is great for making just one cup, which is great. Instead of wasting a filter on just one cup, I could just use a little thinner filters, the cone filters, and a Melita. Also a French press. So that's my recommendation. I do like Nespresso. I know they're more expensive, but they're worth it. Yeah. Someone here, Tracy, says, I've had my Nespresso for 10 years, still going strong. I'm not surprised. I think Nespresso is a great product. And also, the pods are metal and recyclable. Yeah, better for the environment. Let's see. Favorite salty snack. I got into that. I'm looking at Instagram now. This is fun, you guys. No flavored chips. Although, come on. I do have a little bit of a weakness for, let's just say, if somebody handed me a little bowl of Doritos, specifically, or what's the Cool Ranch? Oh, Cool Ranch. Everybody loves Cool Ranch Doritos. Book you're reading. Favorite two books currently. Great question. I'm actually juggling a few. I'm still working. Hold on. I'm still working on this one. Kings of New York, or the Gods of New York, right here. Can you see it? I don't want to fuck up the thing. Gods of New York by Jonathan Mahler. If you're a New York nerd like me, this is gonna be porn for you. And a new book by my friends behind the War on Cars podcast. It's called Life After Cars. I just got my copy of it. Um, I'm really excited to crack that open. 100%. And The Trees, a novel by, hold on a second, because I'm reading it digitally. The Trees. Because I'm trying to re-engage with fiction, and you know who's really helpful with that is Bill Nye, with his podcast. So you guys started listen to listen to Bill Nye's podcast, Ill Advised. I'm reading The Trees by Percival Everett, as recommended by Bill Nye. So yeah. Um, hmm. Oh, is it? Yeah, Meg is listening to Bill Nye. I mean, just what a gentleman, huh? Do I watch The Diplomat? All right, here's my problem. I like The Diplomat in theory. I got to a point, you guys, if I'm going to be rigorously honest, and maybe things improve, and I should give it another shot. But my take on The Diplomat was that, okay, this is this woman who is pissed about her job. She's in a bad mood. She's so busy she doesn't have time to run a comb through her hair or to make anyone seem to think that she cares about things so frivolous. Um, so she's in a bad mood, and every room she enters, she puts everyone else in that room in a bad mood also. And I got a little bored with that structure, which is all I was getting in season one. Um, that was my problem. Maybe I should give it another shot. Maybe it gets better. I think the seasons on The Gilded Age, for example, get better with each season. Like I think that show gets better like as it goes on. Um, I should give The Diplomat another try. I have some friends in it. Yeah. And I am enjoying the morning show, of course. You know, come on. Um, Besides Lenore and Wads of Cash, let's see. French Press. Yep, 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 yep. Tea drinker, never coffee. Yeah, yeah. Toddy is a good system for a pour over. Okay. Grind your own. I do grind my own beans. Yeah. If I ever had an electrical issue, I'd be screwed. Am I ever going to write a book? There's no. Is there money in it? Books to me seem like a lot of fucking work. Like you are down for the count for a year. Like if I got to a point where somebody, like if I got a good advance and like a good premise for a book, yeah. Um, Jan9 Fly Girl says the video quality looks amazing. Bite your tongue. Thank you. Um, Mobland, great show on Showtime. I'm looking at comments on Instagram, and then I'm going to bounce because I don't want to keep you guys for too long. But this is super fun. What a great way to engage with your people. Um, let's see, third season of The Diplomat. Yeah, I mean, I love the people, you know, in The Diplomat. I should give it another shot. Yeah. I am always game. Okay, and let me just say this. The Gilded Age morning show. Kara suggested Hunting Wives, which was fun. Okay. Yeah. All that stuff. Let me just say this about streaming media, and then I got to bounce because I got to take the asshole out for a walk and I have to do some other work. But, and by the way, thank you guys for subscribing. With streaming content, and I love it. I love being able to like to do what I'm doing, and I'm with you guys. I'm on Riverside. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I mean, I tried to hook it up to TikTok, but it was just too complicated. But I love the fact that we have creators who can just kind of like do whatever, and we can, you know, connect with an audience, however great or small, and you know, make entertainment, make something thought provoking. There are so many entertaining figures out there, and then are also news like Matt Friend. Matt Friend is he's a friend of mine. A phenomenon of the social media thing. Without social media, Matt would have had a much trickier time. And he's doing the work, he's carrying the wood, and he's building a nice career for himself. And it's fun content to watch. The Midas guys, incredible work. Don Lemon, what Don is doing on social media. Jessica Yellen, Katie Couric, whom I saw last night. Katie Couric was out there before everybody, actually. Katie, I think, as far as I know, was the first major figure coming out of legacy media to do her own thing and like, put her own name on her own slate and hang it on the door, which is exciting. And it's great that we can do that kind of stuff. That said, I know Hollywood's going through this tricky time that's all over the news, but that said, I will always, I will always want, crave, need professionally crafted storytelling. Meaning, I need a story that with a treatment and a script that was professionally written, and they need to be paid. AI can't do that. Fuck that. Um, um, get writing. I need a show. I need to see something on a screen that is professionally lit, something that doesn't look synthetic. I want to see fabulous clothes. I want to be terrified. I want to be delighted. I want to be amused. I want to laugh my ass off. There are so many things that professional content offers us, and I am willing to pay for this. I pay for my AMC Stubs membership. I'm going to see theater tonight. It was an expensive ticket. Worth it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this cheap and free YouTube, TikTok, Instagram time that we're in, lovely. Um, but there will always be an audience, at least in this house, an audience for professionally produced content with, as I said, good writing, good lighting, interesting looking people. I don't mean gorgeous people. My favorite example, let us never forget the wonder that was Philip Seymour Hoffman, who was, I'm going to get like emotional thinking about it. Phil was never like, he was not People Magazine's 50 Most in terms of like gorgeous factor. That was never the point. Phil Hoffman was an actor, and he was always interesting. Always made interesting choices. Sorry about the siren. That's something that like acting school will never be able to teach you, how to be interesting. And Philip Seymour Hoffman was a living, breathing, walking masterclass on how to be interesting without being gorgeous, without a facelift, without a filter, and you couldn't take your eyes off him because everything he did he was always interesting. So I need that, and I need some sick clothes. Like I love great wardrobe, you know, and costume designers and stylists who know what the fuck they're doing, because your average Joe in his or her little like made at home video don't. So I like work done by professionals. So yeah. Um, Let me look at some commentary here, see how everyone's doing. Yeah, Philip Seymour Hoffman. And he wasn't, I mean, I'm singling him out. He's not the only one. There were others, to be fair. So, um, there are others. God, who's the one? I'm blanking on his name. This is terrible. He was in There Will Be Blood and Phantom Thread. Help me. He learned how to make shoes for a role. Or no, on his downtime. Why am I blanking on him? He's so good. My Left Foot. Help me out. Come on. You guys, give me a name. Not Paul Dano, although I love Paul Dano. He's great. Daniel Day-Lewis. Jesus, I'm really having senior moments. They're coming more often. Daniel Day-Lewis is another one. Daniel Day-Lewis is always pretty interesting. But Daniel Day-Lewis is also arguably like kind of hot in a weird way. So, or not in a weird way. I think it's just in a plain way. Daniel Day-Lewis. But Phil Hoffman is probably my favorite example of someone who, because the whole point of seeing people on a screen is to identify with story. Story is what we follow because we as human animals need something to do between dinner and bedtime, right? So I want to spend that time with someone who is worth my time and going to show me the human experience in a way that is not always beautiful. Sure, I need some escape sometimes, but in a way that is interesting and meaningful. And Philip Seymour Hoffman was always my one of my favorite examples of that. So the people who blow themselves out to just like try to be this sort of very, what I find ultimately ordinary version of gorgeous, it's dull to me. Like perfection is boring. Perfection is boring. So Instagram filter your ass off. Go Kardashian out. I don't give a fuck. I think it's all very boring. Boring, boring, boring. Yeah. Anyway. So on that note, what was not boring was, again, I'm going to plug in case Richard Marx's run at Cafe Carlisle isn't sold out. I don't know if it is or not. I forgot to ask him today. It should be. It was such an entertaining evening. It was such a fabulous, fun, sexy. What? The horns. Great night out. So everyone, go to the Cafe Carlisle website, get yourself a ticket, and go. A couple of fans of mine were there and had said hello, and one of them sent me a mocktail, which was lovely. Thank you. And a couple asked for some photos, and that was very sweet. But um, go see get the fuck out of the house. Go see some live shit, right? I love a stay at home. I got a nice, sexy TV in the other room. That's all great. But, anyway, I'm getting some notifications. I got to jump back in and do some work here. I love you guys. Thank you so very much for